Treksploration.
Hello and welcome back to Treksploration. I'm Albie.
And I'm Chris.
And today we are talking Star Trek Con 5 and 6.
And we're live and streaming, live at 5 and 6, I guess.
Live at 5 and 6.
Yeah. Yes. So
yeah, we were getting a little behind with Con, so we figured, you know what? Let's get y'all caught up before the new one comes out, which is what, 7? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We already have people in the chat. Roll for Tarako. How you doing?
Hey, roll for Tarako. Roll for Chalk.
What are we discussing tonight? We just covered that. Drawing a sketch card for Albie today. Chris is next. Cool.
Uh-oh. Sketch cards.
Quote the Raven, nevermore.
Oh, see, everybody heard me reading The Raven. If you're just joining us before when we were ramping up to go live, Albie told me to regale the people with something pithy and relevant, and I just started quoting The Raven. Doth quote The Raven.
Nevermore.
Nevermore.
Well, Draco also says, Albie looks fabulous and Chris looks snappy. That's what I was going for. Fabulous. Thank you. I just re-glittered. Is your Delta on your own?
We reach.
Fan? Yes.
We reach, Herbert.
Yep.
I still can't see the chat, though.
Really? You got to go.
Oh, there it is. I got it. Okay, roll for Tarako's on a tear here.
And then I'll let you read from now on. All right. So we're talking about Con 5 and 6, the audio drama. We were going to do just 5, but then we'd be like, oh, we're still behind. And then we kind of listened ahead to 6, and it really goes with 5, right, Chris?
I mean, this is you're
like
two more contiguous episodes of Con you will not find. This is really one story across 2 episodes. So it was a perfect way for us to pull the trigger and say, let's do a double show. Like you said, it'll help us catch up. And we can discuss, how we might cover the podcast in the future, depending on how this one goes. So I think that we have options, though, which is nice.
Well, I don't know if you know this, Chris, but there's a podcast out there called That Star Trek Podcast. And I think they all collectively agreed not to do it anymore until the end. I guess we'll come back and wrap it up when it's over, but for now.
Yeah. Well, these are all of my dear friends and Albie's dear friends, although he's never met them.
Never met
Sean Ray and Scott Madison,
the great Sean Ray,
and Nick Yeager and Rick Tatro and the beautiful John Irons,
John Irons.
And the enchanting Virginia Pickle and
You're just making up names now.
And
George Glass, Virginia Pickle. Come on.
Virginia's a real person, and she's a doll, and a strong woman. She's a modern woman, tough as nails. Just so I didn't sound misogynistic saying that she was a doll. And also Tom Madison, Scott's brother, and everybody else over there who occasionally pops on. But I think I named them all. I probably forgot someone, but I'm a bad friend. Anyway, that Star Trek podcast, the core crew has been Rick, Scott, and Neek covering Con, and They got as far as episode 4, and they were just like punching out. They're trying to figure out if they're even interested in covering it episode by episode, or if they're going to just do a wrap up when the thing is over. And they were going to let the episodes really make the decision for them. If one of them or two of them felt compelled to discuss an episode because of what happened, then they would get on and do their show. If they did not feel compelled, they would just save everything to the end. I'm going to let you guess so far what the verdict has been over on that Star Trek podcast.
And yet, after they said that, they went in to have a great discussion about Star Trek Con. So who knows?
Well, that's the funny thing is they wrote it off, and then when they let the shackles of having to discuss Star Trek Con, they just loosed the shackles, and then they just started talking generally, and then a couple of questions came up that actually turned out to be interesting. So it was a weird podcast, and I don't know how they're going to proceed, but I'll agree with them whatever they decide. So you should listen to that Star Trek podcast.
A couple things. I think you have 2 friend groups at least. All of those people, and then the other one is me. You probably have your doctor friends, and then your Dr. Laura doctor friends, and Dr. Fine. You probably got a lot of friends. Thank you for giving me time, though. I appreciate that.
You're my one and only, man. You're the guy. You're the guy I pod with. You get me.
You're my podcasting partner. That's what I call you. So let's talk about Con in that regard too, because I'm finding like if you know, I'm enjoying it on the fourth listen, let's say, right? But I shouldn't have to get to the fourth listen to actually get sucked in. I fear like if this was a book, at this part of the story, I probably would have closed it and put it on the shelf and said, yeah, it was okay, but I wouldn't finish it. But since it's an audio drama and we're covering it, I'm going to finish it
Mm.
because it's almost like episodes.
Yeah.
But the completist in me says, not really. So if I wanted to abandon it, I could. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling first we should tell people what we're doing. We said it's parts 5 and 6 for everybody who might be wondering.
Imagination's limits
And the good of all. So those were written by Kirsten Beyer and David Mack, based on a story by Nicholas Meyer, directed by Fred Greenhalgh, with Naveen Andrews as Khan, Ren Schmidt as Marla, Sonia Cassidy as Rosalind Lear, Maury Sterling as Ivan, and special guest appearances by George Takei as Captain Sulu and Tim Russ as Ensign Tuvok. So we got that out of the way for posterity when this isn't live and people are saying, what the hell are they talking about? Now they know.
That's true. Now they know.
To your point,
yes,
I know we usually wait for me to read the synopsis before we do initial impressions.
Right.
But as excited
however,
as I am to be listening to an audio drama based on Star Trek, based on Khan, produced for the ear, which is just a thrill for me on so many different levels.
Ticks all your boxes.
Right, ticks all my boxes. So as you can see, I'm building up to the, but honestly, they're losing me. They're losing me, and there's a couple of reasons for that, but we can get into that. And I don't want to, as you know, I always try to approach anything that we discuss, anything that we review on its own terms, and try to find at least positive conversation.
Oh, yeah, I found some positive things.
Yeah.
The fourth time,
just to put everything in a context that's not just crapping all over things.
Yeah, not going to crap on it. So we're going to finish it, I think.
Mm-hmm. How we finish it remains to be seen, in my opinion. We'll see. So, do you want me to go to the episode synopsis?
Yes, Chris. Would you now? Is this going to be one combined into two, or is this going to be two separates? How should I introduce?
Well, it's one. It's two combined into one.
Because the story is so contiguous.
The story is so contiguous that I had written the synopsis for episode 5, but I just slapped on the main stuff from episode 6 after I listened to it earlier this evening as I was walking Penelope.
All right, Chris. Could you read for us, anyone who hasn't listened to the audio dramas in a little bit, the synopsises for Star Trek Khan audio drama, episodes 5 and 6, Imagination's Limits and the Good of All?
Alrighty, so Imagination's Limits opens up on the Excelsior, and Dr. Lear, Rosalind Lear, is making a personal log where she is frankly fawning all over Khan and how great he is. She gets interrupted in her own self-accolades, and she must report to Captain Sulu, to whom she is a total jerk. As usual.
Yeah, right.
Sulu questions her about her motives and whether she believes Khan was a victim of Starfleet negligence, but gives her the SETI system scans that she requested. Remember those from the last episode? They were classified. Tuvok said he'd see what he can do, and apparently he swayed Sulu to give her those scans. And those scans show a minor fluctuation in SETI Alpha 6's core at the time that the Enterprise scanned the system, but nothing imminent. And it was Spock himself that ran those scans. So, what is Spock? Spock is above reproach, but she still sees it as an impossible coincidence. So, commence this discussion about the long-standing prejudice against augments in the Federation, and Sulu is like, they're the worst mistake humanity has ever made. Khan was a merciless monster. Monsters are made. Lear counters, not born. She'd like to understand the recipe. Sulu chalks it up to unprocessed pain and says it is not Khan's fault that Khan it is not Kirk's fault. I'm sorry, I haven't read this over in about a week and a half. Sulu chalks it up to unprocessed pain and says it's not Kirk's fault that Khan made bad choices. We interrupt this ponderous tete-a-tete to go back to our archival recordings. Khan and Marla's newlywed dalliances are interrupted by the explosion of SETI Alpha 6, followed shortly by a crashing spaceship. Wow, what? I thought it was going to be a meteor. It turns out to be a spaceship. Khan decides to attack the aliens while they are wounded and vulnerable. Marla is like, what? Why not make friends? They might be able to help, especially now that chunks of SETI Alpha 6 will soon rain down and lay waste to SETI Alpha 5.
The sky is literally falling.
Yes, Khan counters that the one purpose they have left is survival, and these aliens apparently pose a threat to Khan anyway. Speaking of whom, there are almost 200 humanoid survivors. They make no sounds. Everyone but Marla is gung-ho on killing them. Paolo says waging war won't matter. The planet will kill us regardless. Earthquakes, floods, cats and dogs living together. Paolo urges Khan to forget about the aliens and seek out some underground shelter with water. He says the aliens will probably have scans of the planet's geography. Khan is like, great, we'll force them to give it to us. Marla warns that the aliens may look weakened, but they may have freaky mind powers and kill us with a thought. But Khan shuts down all talk of doing anything practical. Marla tells Khan that she is saddened by the limits of his imagination. So Khan's dumb army advances on the aliens, but surprise, Marla is right. The aliens stand in a circle and mind bleep their attackers. They don't really hurt the attackers, but they make their weapons melt and bend and warp. And Khan orders retreat, and everyone is screaming and scattering in pandemonium. And as they do, an alien voice intrudes on Khan's thoughts. The alien is named Delmonda of Elboria. He says that they will not harm one another, but Khan commands Delmonda to leave the planet. This planet is mine. Why should I trust you? So Delmonda actually tells Khan exactly what he needs to know, where to find an underground water source. And sure enough, it's there, an underground freshwater sea 100 miles wide. We end with Khan recording a personal log saying he still distrusts and fears Delmonda's motives. And we're all wondering why. The guy just did you a solid. But at the beginning of part 6, Marla realizes that Khan is so freaked out because he cannot comprehend an act of simple, selfless kindness. But he continues his discussions with Delmonda, and they get to know each other better. Still, Khan got a con, and he orders Ivan to keep tracking the Eldorians to see if they're up to no good. Sure enough, Ivan stumbles on a lone Eldorian and murders him in cold blood because Ivan got Ivan. Meanwhile, Khan's people are exploring the network of underground caverns that will soon be their new homes. The underground sea is vast and fresh, but seems devoid of any food. Khan and Marla have found some hot springs and are arguing baby names. In another area of the caves, Ursula is complaining, as usual, the chamber set aside for her in medbay is too small. But Godot discovers that there is another cavern just on the other side of the rock face. They enthusiastically start digging. Cue the tunnel collapse. Khan hears the crash and rushes to help, leaving Marla alone. While trying to find her way back, Marla is instead mentally summoned by Delmonda. He leads her to the caves where the Eldorians have created a camp. They have Ivan in a trance and tell Marla about the murder. She commiserates, unable to talk Ivan down. After helping free an injured Mado from the rock pile, Khan rushes and finds Marla, aghast that his wife has been lured away and that Ivan is being held. Khan demands that Delmonda let Ivan go. Judging him for his transgressions is Khan's responsibility. Delmonda says they will judge him jointly or they must part ways. But Marla urges Khan not to act hastily. The Eldorians have been gathering the remnants of their crashed ship, and Delmonda says they were trying to salvage enough of it to build a pod to escape the planet. But it isn't for us, Delmonda explains. It's for you, the humans. Khan and Marla are shocked. Meanwhile, back on the Excelsior, Sulu has ordered Tuvok to shadow Dr. Lear and spy on her research. She twigs to this and lays Tuvok out, like, what gives, Tuvok? Why are you tracking me? Tuvok urges her to be more open about her motives. What are you doing? What is the end of this research? And she finally relents and admits She finally relents and admits that she got the first set of recordings. Remember those back when they were having that hearing in episode 1? Those recordings came from none other than Delmonda. What? Reveal.
Delmondo.
Apparently, Delmonda somehow got off the planet. They speculate, but they don't know. Also, Mado's baby died. And yes, and Ursula reamed out Khan for saying they could try again. Why would I want to bring anybody into this hellhole, into this disaster area that you let us into? So that's the broad strokes.
Out of your mind.
Yes. Broad strokes. I think that sums up everything.
It does. Wow. So the baby, this is MacGyver's baby that's doing the research, and her stepdad is this alien guy named Dermando, right?
Wait,
did you picture him as blue or green? I pictured him as blue.
They said they were silver and pearly.
Oh, okay.
So I pictured them as pearlescent,
and they
maybe
had
a little lavender,
tails.
like a pearlescent lavender,
okay.
with silver hair. Like a silver mane. But for some reason, I kept on thinking of, like, I think it's maybe the movie Trolls, or I just keep seeing a monster movie. It's from the 80s or the 90s with like a little imp with gray skin and white hair. What am I thinking of?
Golden Girls.
Somebody, thank you. Finally.
That's it.
Betty White.
Exactly. I was thinking Estelle Getty, but, you know, picture it. SETI Alpha 5.
Oh my God.
1923.
They're the SETI Alpha 4.
Yes. This is SETI Alpha 5. So I'm like, I'm dreading this. I'm listening to it. I'm not enjoying it. I'm like, and then like the aliens come along and I'm like, that's it. That's I'm gone. I'm checking out. But I can't.
That made you check out, huh?
Kind of. And it's not like we haven't seen many aliens in Star Trek. Of course, there's aliens all over. Tuvok's an alien. Yeah, they're more aliens. They're like mysterious, like the Greys or something. That's what I pictured. And they have these mental powers to destroy guns and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yet they still crash. So their technology is way advanced, but not the ultimate, survival. So what are your first impressions on these two contiguous Khan episodes?
Again, I found the alien crash unexpected and intriguing, but at the end of the day, the show is losing me for various reasons, which we'll discuss.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you're saying that you're not enjoying it at all. So what are your first impressions of this episode?
There's pieces I was kind of enjoying picturing the underground sea, because one of my favorite classic movies is Journey to the Center of the Earth. So that evoked memories of that for me. The one with who stars in that? Like a singer from the 50s or something.
Rod Steiger and Raquel Welch. These are names I'm just making up.
It could have been, but I don't think it is.
And with a special appearance by F. Murray Abraham.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, okay.
The plastic surgery.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that's one of my favorite things. But then later on, they said the sea, it's like, there's no sun, obviously, but there's no light source, right? So it's dark in there? Did they say
I'm trying to figure
source?
out, like in my mind's eye, I'm trying to figure out, is there like bioluminescence somehow in the cave that gives them, or
Something,
right?
right?
I know they're carrying around lamps because they're talking about lamps.
Okay, so like a gas lamp.
So, but I mean, is this still first impressions? Or are you getting into?
I don't know.
I just want to tell people out there how they can reach us.
Do your thing.
Let me do the spiel, all right?
Okay.
Because we're going to go so far afield and all over the place.
Yeah, all over the place. I got to get this all out. I got it.
Yeah, exactly. Let me take care of house first, okay?
You do that.
So before we commence our SETI spiel, see what I did there?
This is SETI spiel.
Before we get into our SETI Alpha jive, see what I did there? We want to know what you think, so you can reach us right here on the YouTube channel. We want you to like, subscribe, and share Treksploration with those that you know and love, fellow Trekkers, fellow family members, anybody that you think would enjoy this. That's youtube.com/@Treksploration. You can also support the show on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Treksploration. There you will find many levels and tiers, and supplant those tiers, surmount those tiers, dry your tears, and support us on Patreon. We have tiers that go all the way from cadet to admiral, and many levels in between. You can go see that.
Captain is our most popular level.
And we are live now. We can finally say, hey, we're live here on YouTube. Hype this video.
Hype it.
Hype it. You can hype this video now. I don't know what that means, but if you hype it, something good will happen. Maybe confetti. Super chat. Super chat. It's not okay. So we super chat it. You hype
Yes.
it when we're not live, and
I
you
don't
super
know if
chat
you
it
can
when
hype
you
it while
okay.
it's live. What
I
if
don't
you
know.
could?
Hype it, super chat it. Just do something. Do
Super
something.
chat. Yeah, and we'll read all the super chats unless it's
Where
like
where
pro.
we
hate
hear
something, of
you
course.
roll for Tarako.
Roll for Turaco.
Super chat us. Become a YouTube
Buffalo
member.
Taco.
Like I said, subscribe, share. You can also follow us on Blue Sky. That's at Treksploration.bluesky.social. You can email us anything you'd like, your opinions, your photos, your voicemails. You can do voice things too. That's treksplorationpod@gmail.com. You can send
MP3s,
us
videos, pictures.
Send us physical media, anything you'd like. That's P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York, 11705. You can see a couple of pictures behind me that our wonderful cadet, Listen Linda, did in the style of Star Trek Scouts. If you are not watching our reviews of Star Trek Scouts, I can't help you. I mean, I think that they are the best shows we've ever done. You can also support the show in a one-time manner. We have so many ways that Albie has devised here.
There are many ways.
We have QR codes for PayPal, QR codes for Zelle, QR code for Venmo, or QR code for cash? How does that work?
Cash App.
Cash App. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know what
they're all the same thing. I think there's on the edited ones there'll be like QR codes and stuff.
Right.
So
I
go
forgot
back
you
to,
can't pop
the
them
last
up right
episode and
now.
Find those.
Yeah, you'll have to find, and there'll be links below at some point. So you
Yep.
can find all that stuff down below. And please, if you decide to support the show in a one-time manner or a regular manner, just let everybody know how much you love it, and please accept our thanks for everything you do to keep Treksploration going.
Buffalo Taco says he's working on sending you stuff.
Oh, hello to the P.O. Box 542,
Awesome.
Bayport, New York, 11705.
Oh, yeah, so we don't forget, shoebox is full of cash.
Shoebox is full of 20s. That's another way to send us a one-time donation. And we want to thank everybody who supports the show currently. Those would include our patrons, our special lifetime member, the Omnipotent Willard. And the rest of our crew of intrepid Trek explorers. They include our cadets, Listen Linda and Rick Tatro, our lieutenant commanders, Scott Seligman, Cosplay Dad, and Kristen Daljo, and of course our captain, the esteemed Captain Charles from Texas, Captain on the Bridge. We want to thank all of you for supporting the show, and we want to thank all of our free members as well. There are many people on the Patreon site that are just there as part of the community. Thank you so much for subscribing.
Over 30,
there.
I think.
Thank you so much for subscribing.
Appreciate
here. If you do subscribe, you get exclusive content. We have, I think, released a video that shows kind of what we do with the Peacemaker finale.
Yep,
but
that one was open so people could get a taste.
They get an eyeful. You get an eyeful
if they
of what,
really
what we're doing.
Yep.
So they really, really, really want it. I'm hoping they do. And just please do everything you can to spread the word about Treksploration. And I think that's it. Did I miss anything?
I think that's all of it.
Yeah, I think that's all of it. So thanks one and all.
Christian, he said inquired about a shirt. So maybe I think I'll get the store up and running.
Oh, we should be getting the store up and running. We have so many great logos and different kinds of content that we can put on shirts and mugs and stuff. Thanks to our graphic designer Scott Madison
and
of the aforementioned.
If we could put those crown drawings on shirts.
I think that we have. Permission to do that. Now they're ours.
Cool.
Now they're ours, Linda.
I think there's a disclaimer somewhere in that announcement, right?
No. Thank you, Scott
Anything
Madison.
You say may be used on a shirt.
Yes, maybe used on a future episode of Star Trek Treksploration or on Treksploration merch.
Yes.
We considered a donation of intellectual property. Thank you very much.
It's just so good.
Yeah,
it
is.
Be seen by more than just us.
It has to be. It has to be. So I just want to encourage anyone who might be watching live right now to comment, and we'll be featuring those comments throughout the show. This is Friday Night Live. We just decided last second to do this, so thank you all for logging on and watching. We hope that you enjoy this discussion to con, and we want to hear what you think either in the comments down below or here live as we're podcasting live.
Both.
So
both are good.
Both are good. So
both are good. So hey, this is a normal show, right?
This is a normal show. Yes.
So we got to do some catch up. Should we talk some more about con, or should we talk more about catch up?
Oh, well, catch-up. Well, you tell me what you've been doing, because every time we talk, I feel like I'm doing the catch-up stuff.
Oh, well,
I
I'm
mean, I
interested in your
have done
life.
some stuff. I have done some
Okay.
stuff, but tell me about you.
Um,
What's going on in the world of Albie
let's
Burge?
see. I usually go to the movies a lot. We haven't really. I did just go see Kiss of the Spider Woman, the new J Lo movie.
Oh,
Apparently, it's a remake, but it's a remake of the musical that was made out of the Raul Julia movie, which I didn't see.
yes.
I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I'd say go check it out. It's kind of half musical, half drama, and like political wartime prisoner intrigue. It's pretty good.
Okay. Is it like, remember that movie that came out, that was the Oscar darling, about a transgender drug dealer? It had Selena Gomez and Zoe Saldana. What
Now
was it
I
called?
didn't watch that.
Alana Granaccia or something like that?
Yeah, I wanted to watch it when I heard about it, but then everybody in the trans community was really saying it's horrible. This is not, doesn't represent our community, so I didn't watch it.
I watched it because everybody was saying it was interesting, and it was interesting. But the reason I bring it up is because
Mhm.
it it had musical parts, but it like wasn't a musical. It was
Oh,
extremely well put together, and like this, like, and I'm wondering if the Kiss of the Spider Woman is like that. You're saying it's a
maybe.
musical, but it's almost, I can't explain how, what the difference is.
Yeah.
Maybe because musicals annoy me and this didn't.
Oh, okay. Well, a lot of people are saying that with Kiss of the Spider Woman. Yeah, that other movie, I saw what Jesse had to say, Jesse Gender on it, and she said no. So I was like, okay, no.
All right, well,
But Kiss of the Spider Woman, yeah, it's about two guys in prison in Argentina, I want to say. And, they don't want to be where they are. So they're like trying to distract each other. And one tells the story of his favorite movie. So for us, it would be Back to the Future, Back to the Future 2. And we
mm,
just tell each other. And eventually they end up cuddling and stuff. But he's just talking about Kiss of the Spider Woman, the old movie that's a musical. So it has musical numbers, but it's told by an unreliable narrator. And then people are playing multiple parts. I think JLo plays 4 parts. But so it was, I think, directed and maybe written by the guy who did the movie version of Chicago. So I was really expecting something spectacular. It wasn't that, but it was good.
okay. You're
Yeah,
a fan
I
of
enjoyed it.
Chicago,
I'm glad I
though,
saw
so.
it on the big screen because what the musical numbers were very 1950s big and
Like
one shots
Busby,
and
like
stuff.
Busby Busby Berkeley, like kind of like Big Lebowski big.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that, like a Taylor Swift video.
All right.
Ruffalo Taco says I saw the Raul Julia Kiss of the Spider Woman on late night TV. I heard it's not a musical, so I was like, that's weird. Like a movie that's half musical without the musical, and I was like, I don't know if I want to watch that. Raul Julia, he was in The Escape Artist, right?
I don't know. I know he played Gomez Adams though in the rebooted
Yeah.
Adams Family
So The Escape Artist, the
with
Escape Artist, and
Angelica Houston.
Angelica Houston. That was a
I
good
almost
one.
said Angelique Pettyjohn because I'm thinking
Oh,
Gamesters of Triskelion.
the other thing is I'm working on 2 businesses right now, but we'll talk about those as they come out. There's
Oh,
hints
that's
all
right.
around.
You're look at you, Mr. Entrepreneur.
Yeah, trying to make the ends meet and make the ends that meet out of meat. It's
Okay.
expensive right now. The other thing is you had mentioned Jacob's Ladder on our last recording,
Yes, I spoiled Jacob's Ladder on our last recording. Apparently, I didn't realize that
which
you
is
hadn't seen
fine
it.
because if you hadn't spoiled it, I probably wouldn't have watched it. Because I was telling Allison and you, I think in the chat, is I confused that with Lorenzo's Oil. Don't ask me
Which I've
how.
never seen.
There's a name and a possessive and then some noun, right?
Okay, all right.
But I have to say the movie freaked me out, but in a great way. I thought it was beautiful,
It's a
artistic.
freaky movie.
It's a great movie. And the weirdest part is I'm watching Jacob's Ladder as I'm going through my own Jacob's Ladder. Right, this past year since my near death experience, it's been a lot like this movie. And I'm watching this movie and I'm getting all freaked out. I'm like, holy crap! Maybe I just need to let go. You know? Oh,
I just, well, I have to say that if you guys don't realize it, we were discussing Jacob's Ladder in reference to the 3rd episode of Star Trek Scouts, the chalk
yeah,
meteor.
very similar. Very similar to the
So,
two.
again, if you're not watching our Star Trek Scouts videos, you are completely missing out on the most interesting Star Trek podcasting I think you'll ever hear.
And
If I
the
don't say
best
so myself.
modern Star Trek series there is, I think.
Rolfer Tarako says Jacob used Lorenzo's oil on his ladder.
That's what I thought.
He had to let go because his hands were slipping.
Now I haven't seen Lorenzo's Oil either. I just heard of both of them and it was like, I don't want to watch that, but I was
I feel
wrong.
like Lorenzo's Oil, I want to say, has Jessica Lange and Nick Nolte. I could be wrong
And it's about
on
they're
that.
trying to find medicine for their kid, is what
For
I
their
understand.
son, yeah, or something like that. Maybe it's
But it
Lorenzo's.
turned out they never had a kid.
They need oil for Lorenzo, and
To make the fries.
they go far and
And the
wide. They
vinaigrette.
start doing a road trip to all of the fast food restaurants.
Vacuuming out the old grease. Where do you stand on sesame oil? People either love it or hate it.
your grease trap, sir. Your grease trap.
Need it to help a boy. I'm
I've
figuring
only
Lorenzo's the boy.
ever used sesame oil when we had a walk for a hot second. We still have it somewhere, and we were using it a lot. But this is the weird thing about my wife. She'll love something, so she'll make me make it a lot. So I was using sesame oil a lot, doing like stir fry vegetables and chicken and stuff, and rice, and making like fried rice. And then all of a sudden, the worm turns, and she decides she doesn't like it anymore, and we haven't taken the walk out in 25 years. So it's been a while, but I'll tell you, grapeseed oil is good for treating all of your cast iron pans because it's got a low smoke point and it'll create that barrier that you need. And here's what I discovered since getting into the cast iron scene, baby. You do not want to season your pans and cure them in the oven because the house will stink for a week and a half. What you want to do is drag the grill out from the shed and put that puppy up as high as it will go, and then let it get good and hot, and then put the pan on the grill outside where all the smell will go away. And then you have a beautiful seasoned pan. And you can do that once or twice a year, and your pan will stay spick and span. So,
see, you're a chef. I'm a cook. So I go to you for advice on quality. Because I'm using nonstick that go through the dishwasher. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, I have a few of those, but it's just like, what's the point? They're just crappy pans, and it's only me and Laura, so I don't have to worry about much. And I don't know. Anyway, I just enjoy.
Maybe when you visit again, bring a walk.
It's an indulgence. I made you guys fake eggs with margarine.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, in the stainless steel pan. The weirdest thing is the margarine soaked into the stainless steel, it just disappeared.
It's vegetable oil and water, so
yeah, it just was crazy. It was just crazy.
Yeah, probably got to take some whale blubber and
This is what I did for Albie when he and Rennie came to visit. I bought because they said they wanted margarine, and Albie gave me a list of acceptable foods because Rennie is vegan, know. So I wanted to make sure. Well, I wanted to make sure that she could eat while she was here. So Albie gave me, and he said imperial margarine. I said, okay, it's 1973. I have to find imperial margarine. Let me get in my DeLorean.
It's $1.19 a pound.
And go to the A&P.
It's good in potato grill.
And I did find imperial margarine, but it was in a thing of 4 to 6 bricks of imperial margarine. We used 4 pats. And then he left, and I threw it away. Because there was no way for you to take it with you. It was freaking margarine.
Yeah, that's true. We could have, but it would have dripped the whole way, and it wouldn't be worth $1.24. So, people slipping and sliding on the train.
I'm telling you.
Leaking margarine. Yeah, she uses butter now, though, so that's good.
Oh, that'll make things easier next time.
The pizza crust comes right off the pan with butter. When you butter.
Yeah, butter is good. It's good and good for you. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah,
so
that's good. Okay, so sesame oil. Okay.
Yeah.
So we were talking about Khan, and so you're saying they're pearl aliens, they're pearl looking. See, why
pearlescent
blue or I was where I something from Solar Opposites, I think.
I get the pearlescent lavender. The first transistor radios ever made, Regency, I want to say X1 but maybe I'm thinking NX, but they're Regency, and they came in 5 or 6 colors, and I was obsessed when I first got into radios, reading about all of these things. And one of the colors that they mentioned in this book was pearlescent lavender. And I've always wondered, I've never seen a picture, but I have no idea what pearlescent lavender looks like. But these aliens in my mind's are pearlescent lavender because radio. And it's a radio show. So see, it's all circles within circles. It all tracks.
Yeah, maybe it's an homage, a callback. Why did the aliens bump me? Did I forget there were aliens?
They bumped me because you weren't expecting. This is where I think the aliens bumped you because it undercuts the entire story that Khan gives when Chekhov finds him on
Okay.
SETI Alpha 5. And there were I think two reasons. Number one, they've done a really good job in this podcast, if nothing else, of fleshing out Khan as a three-dimensional character. So the part of this that bumped me goes hand in hand with the discovery of the aliens, because in these episodes, Khan is just acting like a freaking idiot. He is so distrustful of these aliens who seem to be too good to be true
Right. Right.
because of his own limitations, that he just refuses to do anything but be belligerent. And it's just like all of a sudden he's become that over the top, cartoony, mustache twirly villain that we were afraid the series was going to focus on. And also, okay, these aliens. Hi, Johnny. Johnny J just joined us.
Yo, what's up? Yo, 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 yo.
Yo, Johnny J. I think that the aliens put a wrinkle in where, did Khan survive? Did they all survive because of his intelligence? Or is he just giving Chekhov like a line of BS? What do you think? That's what bumped me
The
about it,
second one.
because it kind of contradicts the whole superiority thing.
But I've been reflecting on it, and I've had a change of heart about it
Okay.
these 2 weeks. Because we were like, we were kind of like also poo-pooing the idea that it's just a story that's in between two stories that's got a foregone conclusion. And we did get kind of guess some of the things like the Khan's kid escaping, which of course it's going to be on that little small craft that they're doing. They're going to do a Superman for the kid, I guess, just to research her parents. Anyway,
I didn't
uh,
even think of that. I guess maybe that could be. They could send her out
that's how that's
Like
how the baby gets out
Moses,
of there. I'm guessing, right?
Moses among the reeds, right?
Yes, yes, which is a
This-
retelling of a retelling. It's a classic story.
The classic story
Um,
of the abandoned baby.
but it just the aliens was it like at first I'm bumping up against it because there should be no aliens in this story. It should be the people and Khan, and they get found on the planet, and it's a desert, and he's got the thing on his mask, and he takes it off, and he
Mhm.
holds up Chekhov. But we're also wondering, how did Kirk and Spock not notice that the SETI Alpha
6.
6 was going to explode?
Yes.
Well, now we have other reasons. Now there's other characters and things happening we don't know, so that might be why. And I think Khan in this episode, one of the two episodes, he was saying, Kirk abandoned us here knowing that this was going to happen, but he didn't really. He's kind of just blaming the butterfly effect and fate of, this happens and that happens, and then other thousand things happen because of that one choice. But I don't think it was, intentional. So I don't think we'll find that. But it gave me, after bumping me and saying I'm out because of the aliens, I was like, well, maybe there's some more story here that we weren't expecting. Thoughts?
I mean, obviously, it was unexpected to me. There was no alien even remotely in my mind. So, again, I was actually excited. I have to say, when episode 5 started out, I felt like a rush, like a thrill, because it's something we've been waiting to get to. You
Mhm.
heard this immense boom, and I thought, okay, I guess sound can travel through the vacuum of space, but at least it's an audio rendering of,
Yeah,
the explosion of SETI
like
Alpha
when
6.
Praxis explodes, right?
Yeah, like finally the other shoe is dropped, and we're finally here at this pivotal moment in the story of Khan. And I got like this rush. I was like, oh my goodness. And then they're saying, well, no, it wasn't a chunk of SETI Alpha 6. It was actually a crash landing spaceship. And I was just like, whoa, too much everywhere all at once. It's just uh you turn this story up to 11 with two things, one that we expected, one we didn't expect. And I don't know if there's a genius in that, because again, it's something that you were expecting and now it's finally happened. Could it be anticlimactic because you know where the story goes? Oh no, hotshot, you don't really know where the story goes. This is accompanied by this thing. So I guess what you're saying has some validity, but it just, how do they execute it now?
Mm. Well,
Um,
I think Khan's people are going to go against his wishes and kill all the aliens except for the one that escapes with Khan and MacGyver's baby.
Fernando.
Hernandez?
There was something in the cave
Roll
that
for
night.
Turaco. Fernando.
So-
Yeah. So that's where I'm thinking it's going, but I could be wrong because I had no idea aliens were coming about.
Yeah.
So this is episode 6. So there's 3 more after this, right?
Well, 6. This is episode 5 and 6. So we got 7, 8. You know why 5 was? Why 6 was afraid of 5 was afraid of 6? Why was 6 afraid
Why?
of 7? I can't even do the joke.
Why, Chris? 6, 7. 6, 7.
Because 7, 8, 9 now.
7 did eat 9. That's funny. Woo! Wow, I want to watch that holodeck program.
God, you just made it after dark. You took the dumbest
did.
dad
Oh,
joke ever. It's
it
like
is
a
after dark. Even on the West
kindergarten
Coast
joke.
now, I think.
Kindergarten joke.
It's great.
Oh, 6, 7, 6, 7. So
did you watch the South Park, the new one?
I did. I watched it last night. I
That's
don't
funny.
understand what 6, 7 means, but
Oh,
I don't
kids are
think I'm
saying it?
meant to. Yeah.
You want to know or not?
No, I read that it was like some kind of TikTok meme.
It was
And it was
from
just-
a rap song, and then it became a description of a basketball player that was 6'7",
Oh,
and then another person with a meme did this, and now it's a thing. So
it's just a thing, I
funny.
think, to be absurd. It's just absurdity for
Yes.
absurdity's sake.
The generation divide is people who think 6'9" is funny and people who think 6'7" is funny.
I
think we're right.
see.
I think we're right.
I think we're right too.
I think we're right.
Yeah. But all right, where were we? Oh, aliens.
Aliens and the underground sea and the
69
caves and
69ing aliens.
69ing aliens. Yes,
Yes.
the lavender pearlescent.
The pearlescent
69ing
lavender
aliens.
69ing aliens.
Yes.
With the freaky
Exactly.
mind control powers. Okay, so
He said the title.
so what I really liked was the subversion of my expectation, but then the episode, all of the episodes, but these last 2 especially, get bogged down in so much needless talking. And that sounds weird to say about a radio play.
Right.
Rolf Fortraco says 7 of 9 is sexy.
I agree.
I think that is really, that's an outlier, that opinion, Rolf Fortraco.
Yeah,
Nobody else thinks
that
that.
thought is constantly in my head.
That's like saying Scott Bakula is sexy. Nobody thinks
Exactly.
that. So, I mean, but it starts with this ponderous exchange between Sulu and Lear about the nature of evil and why do you want to dig up Khan, and nothing is actually being revealed. It's just one idea pitted against another idea, and almost like a little thought experiment of how would you have this argument. And to me, it connotes filler.
Mhm.
So, because it doesn't really do anything to advance the story. It's just that we understand that you're diametrically opposed, that Sulu thinks that Khan belongs on the ash heap of history as history's greatest mistake. And Lear is just like, no, we have to understand him and we have to know how monsters are made. And it's just this back and forth that I did not find. That's one of many. So let's start with that one. Did you find that in any way compelling?
Which part?
Where they're discussing whether or not Khan should be re-examined, or the merits of like how evil is evil made, is evil born, is Khan a
No.
subject, a topic
Because-
worthy of further historical research.
Originally, I thought, yes, evil's made, not born, but he was genetically engineered to be born evil, pretty much.
So you're saying he's made to be born? Was he
No,
born born to be alive?
He was made to be a tyrant. That's what he was genetically.
It's another thing I'm so confused about. We'll go into that as well.
Yeah, like why did they do that?
Yeah, Johnny is asking, why am I not recognizing these aliens? Are they Eldorians or something like that? No, they're not Eldorians. They're called Eldorians, and we've never seen them before. I looked that up.
Something I hadn't heard of. Maybe that was another
Yeah.
thing too. It wasn't like
Eldorians.
Romulans. It wasn't,
Right.
the continuum. It wasn't something I'm familiar with.
I don't mind that, actually.
No, it was okay. My brain went to Little Green Men for some reason.
So they're Eldorians, and we haven't seen them. They're new to the franchise as of this.
Mhm.
They're new canon. And let's see, maybe they'll show up somewhere else, somewhere in the future.
It seemed like filler. but maybe this is going to be the story within the story within the story that we're actually meant to enjoy.
I wanted to say that they did this so that they could give George something to do. And I think a lot of this jives, quite frankly, with George's personal politics. And it meets the moment for him
Mhm.
because he's just speaking against evil for evil's sake and unprocessed
Right.
pain. And um, I can understand why that appealed to him, especially if you follow him on social media, considering
Mhm.
the state of affairs currently politically in the United States of America, and him being an American with strong opinions.
Mhm.
So I mean, we don't need to get political, but it was almost like giving George an opportunity to get on a particular soapbox that he relishes, which is great, but does it make for interesting radio? I'm not
Mhm.
so sure. I'm not so sure.
I'm a little bit interested in Tuvok having a different mindset than Sulu.
Mm,
So,
mm.
what did you think about that?
I kind of like that. If we're going to stay on the Excelsior stuff, the fact that Sulu is so close-minded, where Sulu, I don't think he would be. But then you have Tuvok, who is Mr. By the Book, like so by the book that his captain orders him to spy on somebody. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. To me, it was almost
Mhm.
like when Anakin turns to the dark side, and 4 seconds after he does, they say, okay, go kill that building full of little kids. And he's like, yeah, sure, okay, I'll do that. Um, but I don't know Tuvok enough to know if that's something. I know he was like a security guy and he was undercover in the Maquis, so obviously he's okay with subterfuge. Johnny J says, I bumped on Vlad easily killing one of the aliens when they defeated Khan's team effortlessly. I bumped on that too, but they gave a good explanation for that, and
Well, we
we'll
got to
we'll, we'll
remember
we'll go
Vlad's made
into
out of
that.
metal, right?
I think they talk about Ivan, not Vlad.
Ivan.
Yeah,
Ivan. Oh,
yeah.
Ivan's made out of metal. Yeah.
Is he? Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah. That's how I'm
So
picturing X-Men.
okay, gotcha. So you tell me, is that within keeping with Tuvok's character that he would so readily spy on
I,
Dr. Lear?
my brain just instantly chalked it up to like Ensign Tuvok versus, Commander Tuvok, is it? Difference between Commander Riker and Ensign Riker, on the Pegasus, that kind of thing. Where he's
That's not
new,
an
he's
answer. I
not
don't
necessarily.
understand. You elaborate.
Uh, he's much younger in his career, and he might not bulk at certain orders yet.
Do you think that if Janeway had given him that order, he would have balked?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
But although he was, dealing with the Maquis, he was almost like a police force on his own, and he did stuff that most people wouldn't agree with, I think. So maybe he's always had it in him.
That's what I was thinking anyway, because if he has it in him to go into deep cover and infiltrate the Maquis, then maybe he has no problem performing, I don't want to say lie, but misrepresenting himself for a greater purpose. How about that?
Yes, uh, going on his mission.
Yeah.
Um, does does he have a separate interest than Captain Sulu in this? Is he think that there's a possibility that
Yeah.
Kirk and Spock were knowingly sent Khan to his death?
I don't think that he thinks that, but what I did
Okay,
like is the fact that he's not just echoing Sulu. To your original point, I'm sorry I didn't really answer
right,
your question. Let me answer it
no
now.
problem.
I think that that's great. I think that that is something that helps make the Excelsior part of this story a little bit more interesting, because you have Sulu, who's trying to be a good ensign and do what his captain asks of him. Yet he's privately to Lear expressing his own doubts about Sulu's stance, copping to the fact that Lear might have a valid point in at least exploring this further just for history's sake, and not so blindly against the idea that maybe there was something else going on and maybe Kirk was involved somehow. To what extent, we don't know. I don't think that Tuvok thinks it's any great extent, but Tuvok doesn't have the same personal baggage of friendship that Sulu does with all of the icons of Starfleet with whom he served for 50 years. So you can
Well,
understand why he's just having none of it. And
I'm
Tuvok is
agreeing with what you're saying because he was there,
right,
right?
exactly.
But he's approaching it as his personal history influencing his thoughts, uh, trying to see the data that supported his theory, but not only theory, but his experience. Where Tuvok is doing it more scientifically minded, not starting out with an idea and looking for evidence that supports that, but just
Mhm.
looking at the evidence and seeing what the evidence supports at this
But in
point,
that,
maybe.
he also acts as a counter to Lear, who also seems to have her own agenda. And it reminded me of a scene in Frasier when Daphne decided to leave, and Frasier and Martin were fighting. And Martin says, "You know how when you have two hard pieces of cookie, but they have the cream in the middle, otherwise they break." Well,
Hmm.
Tuvok is the cream in the middle. I told you this was after
Mm.
dark, so um, I think that it's especially important to have Tuvok here. They used his character the best, I think, because he finally spurred on the admonition by Lear that she's getting this stuff from apparently the Eldorian Delmonda.
Del Mondo.
So
Del
Delmonda
Mondo.
has got to be somehow existing, even if he's calling to her across time. Who the hell knows? But
I'm
at least
thinking the
we,
whole Superman
at,
thing, except he went with her.
but at least we got a motive
Yeah.
here. Finally, she's just like, and that's supposed to be a big reveal, but we still don't know what her motive is. It's just that we now know why she's looking. What spurred her to do this? Did Delmonda give more information that could somehow incriminate Kirk? She still seems to have a real hard on for Kirk, is what I'm saying. And it's just like,
A lot of us.
what is the deal? What is the deal? I did that for
Yeah.
you.
Johnny J says he had no problem spying on the Maquis later in his career. Very true.
Yeah, yeah. So
So
that was the Tuvok story. So I think that if we're going to have an MVP for carrying the story along, it's going to be Tim
yeah,
on this. Did you find that at least his involvement in giving this some more nuance made it a bit more palatable, or are you still kind of just too little, too
I
late?
enjoyed more of the Tuvok and the Sulu stuff because I'm not enjoying the uh, character that's the framing device. What's her name?
Rosalind Lear, who
Lear.
I
Yes.
just want to say it, and I don't mean to be mean, but the actress is just not very good. It seems
Well,
to me
it's
she's reading now I'm reading angry. Now I'm
not my bag of
reading
shells. Not my cup of
yeah.
tea.
And
I'm
again, I
sure
don't
she's
like to
great, but
do that, but I don't know.
so
She's not great
far,
in this.
unless she was raised by Armando and that's why she's awkward and weird and angry. I don't know.
I don't
Armando
know.
Del Monte.
Sorry, Sonia Cassidy. You can reach out and tell us we're jerks, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it was the direction. I don't know what it, but I'm just not buying Lear, the performance given as Lear in
So I like
this.
more of the Tuvok and the Sulu stuff when it comes to the Excelsior. But it also gave me another theory idea that my brain's going with. Because since we don't know about this like alien people being on SETI Alpha 5 and Del Mondo and all this stuff, to me, what if Tuvok on Voyager to pass the time is solving mysteries made up in the holodeck based on historical events like Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
I'm confused. So are we seeing a Tuvok Hollow adventure?
Yes.
Or is this going to be fodder for one that he has later in his life?
No, we're watching Tuvok in the and at the end he's going to say end program and Janeway will just be like, "What have you been doing in here?"
Like how Janeway becomes Picard too.
Oh, that would be great. So
You just
yeah.
gave her a
So
British
basically,
accent.
Tuvok didn't want to be the chef on Enterprise. He wanted to be the ensign on the Excelsior during the SETI Alpha 5 investigation. I don't know.
Okay, you listen, whatever gets you through. If this is like a whole meta story going on to help you get through the story that we're actually listening to,
It's a
I
coping
can't blame you.
mechanism.
I can tell you
It's
what,
a
man,
coping mechanism.
your brain is really freaking creative.
I'm trying. I'm trying to enjoy it any way I can.
All right,
I'm
all
liking
right.
the con stuff. I don't know.
We're
I don't
gonna
know.
have
I'm kind of
to. We're
sad the
gonna have to
baby
wait.
died.
Johnny has a hot take here. Johnny has a
Okay.
hot take. of Rosalind Lear. Her voice acting isn't great, but her character is the only somewhat compelling part of this story. To me, she just drags the story to a screeching halt every single time she gets on mic. So I really want to know, Johnny, why you think this character is so compelling. We'll read your comments as we keep talking.
Yeah.
But at least there's a break in the facade. So maybe now, finally, because we only have 3 episodes left, if we
This
can
season.
get some kind of motivation for Lear, maybe that'll go a long way to making that part of the
We'll get it
story
at
more
the end, maybe the
compelling.
last episode.
I
It'll
hope
be like,
not.
and this is why.
But again, I'll start repeating myself when we talk about it more. I just, like I said, the Lear thing is the only thing that we don't know how it ends. It should be the most compelling part of the show because it's the only thing that could leave us with a surprise or
Now,
so. But
didn't
the
they leave
fact
us
that
with a mystery at
I
the end of
just
part
don't
6? And I don't
care.
even remember what it is. Yeah,
Uh,
what was the mystery? The one thing we have to find out was,
No,
what
well,
was that?
where's Armando, is
Oh,
Fernando
how he got
still?
off the planet.
How did he get off the planet? Is he still alive? He somehow got off the planet, and she said, "Well, not necessarily. So we have to listen to the tapes." Or something like that. Okay, Johnny says that the reason that Lear is the most marginally interesting character, the mystery of why she's gunning for Kirk, is what really grabs him. Exactly. I want to know her motivation. It doesn't.
I want to know
Okay,
what she's thinking.
we're gonna go back, Johnny, into
Is
something that
Kirk
we've
and
said
Spock on her
before.
mind?
To me, the Lear thing is a much more mystery box element to this that is just useless for drama's sake. And it's a formula that I have soured on over the last few years, especially on streaming shows that should be packed with content because there are only 10 episodes, yet they waste so much time on needless mysteries that
It was
if
a
you
robot.
told it, if you told them from episode 1, the prologue of the first season of Picard should have been the threat that they're facing, not getting 8.5 episodes in to find out that it's robots from the future. Why is it less compelling to know who your adversary is? Why do you have to have a giant mystery as to who exactly you're fighting? It's just lazy. Sorry, we're live.
And we're live.
And we're
Mark
live, but at least I didn't do the F-bomb. So that's
Thank
for you,
you.
Linda.
You might be able to still monetize
Yeah.
this a little.
So
Now,
we're gonna fight. That's it. You and me, Johnny. I'm rolling up my
Tuvok,
sleeves.
from the conversation between Tuvok and Lear, it seems like Tuvok is privy to everything Lear is, at least as much as we are, of her listening to the logs.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, because it first that kind of bumped me too, because he seemed to know all about Zaldamo, and
So he got caught being in the records, but he was in the records. Right?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I guess that he's listened to and read everything that she's reported on up until that point, so he is as caught up as she is at that. So I could say it took me a couple of seconds to realize, how does he know about this? Oh, well, yeah, he's been snooping over her shoulder, so that's how he knows about it. So, Johnny also wrote that because Ivan, did I say, yeah, we had mentioned that Ivan killed, and he's saying, Johnny wrote that I bumped on Ivan easily killing one of them when they defeated Khan's team effortlessly. I think that Zaldamo gave a good explanation for that. They're part of like this collective. What did he call it, Albie? Do you remember?
The denouement.
Right, Zaldamo and the denouement.
The Zoe Saldana.
Right.
The Panda Bear. Was it the Panda
the
Bear?
Pandam. It was the Pandam. Thank you. Yes.
The Pandam.
The Pandam. So when they join forces of their minds, then they can do things like bend the metal. And I guess if they wanted to kill you, even though that's not their bag, Dad.
Yeah, they don't seem to be violent, really.
But when they're alone,
is it a cookbook?
When they're alone, it might be. You don't know. When they're alone, they're vulnerable. It takes the collective effort of the community, the Pandam, to give them the strength that they have. But when they're alone, they can be picked off just like anybody else. So, and apparently Ivan stomped this guy to death. So
do you think the Pandam did something to SETI Alpha 6 to help it along its explosion?
I don't
Or they
know. I
just were
mean,
there investigating what happened? Because we didn't really get any more on that, did we?
no, they just I think that
But it was
they
simultaneous.
were surveying, and then the planet exploded and their ship got caught up in it, and I think that was it. I don't recall how they crashed. That's
Correlation
part of
isn't
this
causation, but it's suspicious in a
that's
story like
where
this.
I think I might jive with Khan a little bit. They're not saying everything, and Marla even said, but I think it was the way that Zeldamo tried to,
Zoe
fob it
Saldana.
off
Yeah.
was that he didn't want them to realize that they are vulnerable when they're separated because
Mhm.
it's a weakness and they still don't trust Khan. But again, I think that that might just be another thing that he's throwing up. And I still think another shoe is going to drop with the aliens. How about you?
Yeah, there's gotta be something there my thought was it's a cookbook, and they want them to go underground in these caves because 'cause they're their food source,
So
right?
they're using Morlocks and Eloy?
Exactly, time
Hmm.
machine.
I tell you.
Um,
All right.
weird question. Like, the most frightening part of these 2 episodes for me were when they were on that raft in the dark sea, underground sea. Like,
Hmm.
if something was alive down there, I mean, they couldn't find anything like fish for seafood or something, but if there's no sun, of course, there's probably not an ecosystem unless it's close to, like, thermal vents or something.
Right, right, right.
But I would think, I'm not going in there because something's gonna eat me. Because who knows what's huge down there in the dark water. I don't know. Scared me. Kinda like, Open Water. You ever see that movie?
I did see Open Water, yes.
Yeah, it scared the crap out of me. That part where it's, like, black for, like, 5 minutes, just black screen, and you're just hearing the surround sound and the sharks in the water, and I screamed out loud
I'm
watching it at
sorry.
home by myself. I was so frightened. And I don't get scared. I don't get scared, but it was the theater of the mind again, I think.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry that this brought back that trauma. I just thought it was two boring people on a boat talking. But
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, look, he bent Khan's blade. It was Joachim and I forget the name of it's Angela.
Hey, yo,
Uh,
Angela. New Akeem? New one-man gang. I'm not sure.
I don't know what that means, but I'll
Yeah,
take your word for it.
okay. But,
Mm.
is there Akeem and new Akeem?
No, so Joaquin was the guy that was in Space Seed, who
Right.
was Joachim's dad. And
Oh,
Joachim is
okay.
half human like Spock, half human, half augment, even though he's all human.
And Joaquin, he's in Star Trek too, right?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
what's his face who didn't get credited. And then he
Yeah,
was in the Just Say No to Drugs episode too.
the blonde guy from,
Yeah,
yeah,
that guy.
the next
That
gen.
guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I know him now,
Mhm.
yeah.
So everybody down below knows everybody out there listening or watching right now going nuts saying his name, yelling his
Write
name.
it in the comments.
Yeah, write it in the comments.
Yeah,
So
Ruffalo Taco says Joaquin Phoenix.
but they pronounce it Joaquin, and I think that's
Yeah.
because Joachim, because that's how Khan pronounces it in Wrath of Khan. Joachim.
Akeem, is a new
That's
name, but,
also
his original name was One Man Gang.
that's also what all of Akim's friends how they called him on the street in Queens in Coming to America. Joachim,
Joaquin!
Joachim, how's it going?
Okay.
So,
So, okay, the doctors didn't wanna walk too far, right? To, get the medical supplies. So they're breaking down this wall, and you know what? Was your head going where I was going before, like, just the rubble and this underground rock slide or whatever it was? I was thinking when they break open this wall, it's going to be another like nest of those eels.
oh, I didn't think of that. No, I saw the rock slide. To me, my mind went to the obvious place, and that's exactly where the story went.
Okay,
More disaster. We're gonna. I even called Godot. Waiting for Godot Mado.
yeah, waiting for Godot.
I
Are you going to go see that?
no.
Bill and Ted,
I'm not a huge fan of what's his face?
Keanu,
Keanu.
Alex
Yeah, I
Winter,
don't yeah, Alex Winter is okay. Keanu Reeves leaves
Bill
me
and Ted.
cold.
Really?
A
That
friend
didn't
of mine,
strike
I
you? It
liked
wasn't.
Bill and Ted, but they're not playing Bill and Ted.
No,
My friend
they're
Sarah just
waiting for
made me
Godot.
watch Point Break. And
Yeah.
it's like watching wallpaper, freaking Keanu Reeves. He's terrible.
We'll
So
disagree with
yeah,
that.
shots
It
fired.
sucks so
Hmm.
bad because I want to go see them, and you like live like 22 minutes away, and you're like, eh.
No, I'm not gonna
Me,
go
I'm
see
like, it
that.
would cost me
And you know me,
$3,000 to
I
go.
try to go to every freaking show I can get to,
I
but
know.
yeah, I'm just
But
not
I would just
interested.
go dressed like as Bill and Ted, Maybe what about if we go dressed as Bill and Ted?
I don't have any Ted cosplay.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, I'm automatically a Bill. That makes sense.
So I don't have any Bill cosplay either. You just have the blonde
Yeah.
hair.
Mm, I could do it. I was him at Comic-Con, you remember? When I went through the Quantum Leap experience?
You saw who? Alex Winters?
Who was I? I was Bill S. Preston Esquire.
Okay, good for you.
Yeah. It was cool. It was good. It was a good costume. Everybody got it right away.
I'm glad.
So, so the baby died. The baby died. I'm sad because when I heard, okay, there's only one thing to do, I thought they were just going to cut the baby out of her, because she
No,
was dead. But they said it was like what 7 or 8 months, so it's viable probably.
I don't
But
even
it
recall
depends
how
where the
much.
rocks fell, I guess.
Right, exactly. I mean, the baby died of trauma more than
Sad
likely.
face.
So,
What were they going to name that baby?
they were
Joachim
going to
too.
name it. They were going to name it Joaquin, Joaquim
That's
instead of Joachim.
so
Joaquin.
similar. It's confusing.
Right. It's. I've
Why did
listened
they
to
do
7
that?
episodes. I can't decide how to say these people's names. So,
Joaquin Phoenix,
and Joachim
Joachim, one man
coming to
gang,
America.
coming to America.
Yeah.
McDowell's, not
Gotcha.
McDonald's.
Right. Exactly. We have the Golden
Exactly.
Orcs.
Sherry Headley. She called me Albie once.
We have the Big Mick.
Which I want
Sherry
one right
Headley,
now.
yes. She was on the Quantum Leap podcast because
Yes.
she was in Pool Hall
Gorgeous,
Blues.
beautiful person. Yep.
Was that her in Pool Hall Blues?
Pool Hall Blues, yeah. She's the sexy chick in Pool Hall Blues.
Right. You've been eating onions.
You've been eating onions again?
I keep on, because I'm thinking of A Song for the Soul, which rips my heart out every time I watch it. But that wasn't Sherry Headley. That was
Which one?
A Song for the Soul.
Ah, yes.
When they're like, and that had Eric LaSalle from Coming to America.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Yeah.
There we go. So.
Okay, so the rock slide, not a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, it was the obvious plot twist that I knew was going to happen in that moment.
So structural engineers and surveyors are probably more important in this world than they give them credit for.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it's just like your augments, you're supposed to be really smart, but these people are doing a lot of dumb things.
In Star Trek 2, a lot of them seem very dumb. They really did.
Well, then, okay, so maybe we'll get into this because this is what Khan keeps saying to justify some of his more stupid decisions. And I think he even says it to Zaldamo that when they were created for a battle, and the people who were controlling them wouldn't let them come to their full potential. They just wanted to control them for their petty ends. I thought that the augments took over and there was no controlling them, yet Khan is still talking as if there was some cabal that had fetters on all of these genetically engineered warlords and supermen that had taken over the planet. So to me, that again does not track with what we heard in Space Seed. In Space Seed, they made it seem like they were tyrants that ruled the world. Absolutely. Maybe 6 or 7 of them that had vast legions of
It
armies.
would have been down to one man eventually.
So who is this mysterious other that is actually using Khan towards a greater end that is not Khan's? That doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Wasn't it Brent Spiner?
Maybe in the
Enterprise
regeneration
and in Picard, right?
in the regeneration Borgified timeline that we saw introduced in Enterprise. I just finished season 2 of Enterprise this week.
Nice.
Starting season 3, they're heading into the Expanse. So, but yeah, I just saw Regeneration, and I used to poo-poo my friend Sean Ray for saying that
the great Sean Ray,
that the reason that everything seems different in the prequels now is because the Borg technology skewed the timeline into this tangent where they have all this Borg technology now that wasn't there in the original series, and the technology has gotten better because of reverse engineering the Borg findings. That's
Yes.
okay. I'll buy it. Why not?
Well,
Temporal Cold Wars. Borgs. So
Borgs, oh my. We'll talk about that and more thoughts on Star Trek Con. And I think we got some trivia and a couple other things.
yeah.
When we come back, we're going to take a short break for those watching live. Be about 5 minutes. For those watching the replay, it'll only be a few commercials. So we'll be right back right after this. And we're back.
And we're
Welcome back to
back.
Treksploration. I'm Albie.
And I'm Chris.
And today we're talking about Star Trek Con, episodes 5 and 6. Con! What are the episodes called? I'm going back up, and it is Imagination's Limits and the Good of All.
Ooh,
Like
yes.
one for all. One of
5
all.
and 6 combined, baby. Not 6, 7. 5, 6.
6, 7.
So
I don't get it. 6, 7.
where did we leave off? I got completely sidetracked.
We were talking about shows we finished. You just finished season 2 of Enterprise, was it?
Yep.
3.
Yep. Oh, and the
Two.
timeline, and then and the accelerated technologies.
And I was going to mention Serenity and I just finished Young Sheldon.
Oh.
I was not prepared for that ending. I knew it was coming, but I thought it was going to be when Jim Parsons is playing old Sheldon. I thought he was just going to mention it, kind of like at the end of what is it, Stand By Me, you know, and then he died.
Yeah,
So,
Laura
but
had
I wasn't
to
expecting.
stop watching Young Sheldon because at that point she was losing her dad too, and they went into so much depth in that series. Even spoiler, but we know it from Big Bang Theory that
Big Bang. He says it often.
Yeah,
So
he says it often.
spoiler,
So,
yes and no.
so I mean, the show goes up to the point where he loses his dad, and oh my god, they rip your freaking heart out,
Dude. I cried. I bawled. Not only because I lost my dad, but because I'm the dad now and I'm the next one to go, you know?
So,
I'm like, damn. And you know, the guy who played George looked a lot like my dad. And
okay.
my dad owned every shirt that George Sr. wore, except for maybe 2 of them.
Wow.
Like the same color jeans and those shirts and that haircut, you know? But my dad didn't have the Southern accent. So after cried a bunch, you know, I appreciated it. It was great, and it happens and stuff. We started watching. We went down like a YouTube bonus feature, special feature things with interviews and stuff. And the guy who plays George Senior, not Georgie, he has like a Norwegian, Californian accent, and I was like, my mind was blown. I was like, this makes absolutely no sense.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
He's like the opposite of George Senior. Like,
Well,
and it makes no sense.
Well, it's funny when
it was
you hear the guy who plays Vigilante on Peacemaker talking. He's got like an Aussie or Kiwi accent, I think it sounds like. Yeah. So it's just
John
so
Cena
funny.
didn't know for the first season.
Oh, really?
So when they were doing press, John Cena was like, "What?" Because he stayed in accent the whole time, you know.
He stayed in character, I guess. It makes it easier.
So,
yeah. Oh, that's pretty funny.
But if you hear the actor who played George, what was his name?
I'm not really sure.
Lance something.
Lance Armstrong.
Anyway, Lance Hendrick.
Yeah.
Lance something. But
Lance.
But yeah,
Lance a lot.
It's just it's just crazy. It makes you realize that he was not just a good actor acting. He was like a very good actor because even the mannerisms, everything was different. I was like, holy crap, my actor dar didn't go off or anything. It's crazy.
There is a Star Trek tie-in to Wrath of Khan because Sheldon, to process it, is thinking about Spock's death scene in Wrath of Khan.
Oh my goodness, yes.
So it's it's something else, man. So
yeah, it's worth the watch. I highly recommend the show.
It's
We're on George and Mandy's first wedding now.
First marriage.
We're halfway through season 1, and season 2 just premiered, but we're going to catch up before we watch that one.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Laura wanted to watch the premiere of season 2 tonight, and I told her I was going to be on mic, but please watch it because it's on Paramount now. And she knows she wants to wait for me because I don't know why. I don't know.
That's love.
That and Ghosts. She likes Ghosts even more than she likes Georgie and Mandy, and she didn't watch
Paramount
either.
also, right?
Yep. So
cool.
So we got all new stuff to look forward to, but yeah, highly recommend Young Sheldon. I love Big Bang Theory. I don't apologize for it. Young Sheldon is a far superior series in just about every
like
measure. Every measure.
Yeah, I heard people trashing Big Bang Theory. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Oh, well.
That's a whole different podcast.
Yeah, but still, it's a great universe to be part of, and I can't wait for the new Sliders version of Young Sheldon coming soon, right?
Then we'll see. I don't know.
we'll
When
see.
it's coming at some point.
But I'm loving George and Mandy because the guy who plays Georgie's stepdad, Mandy's dad,
So
Will Sasso.
Will Sasso from
He
Mad
does the
TV.
world's best Jesse the Body Ventura impression ever, hands down. No one is better than him. If you haven't heard it, go on YouTube, type in Will Sasso, Jesse Ventura.
He's
It's
actually
amazing. He does a better Jesse Ventura than Jesse Ventura.
Thank you. I was going to go there, but you beat me to it. So
My
I haven't seen it.
Batman.
I probably saw him do it on Mad TV a million times. But,
Maybe
yeah.
he did more Stone Cold and a couple other things, which he ended up actually wrestling, I think, Bret the Hitman Hart back in the WCW days. So check that out when you're down that rabbit hole.
On
It's
the
an
On
interesting
Wrestling podcast with Albie Burge.
Yeah.
Tell us more,
I
Albie.
I'm disillusioned with the new stuff because of political reasons and disappointment all around. But it's hard to get it out of my childhood, you know.
This is the P.O. Box key, everybody. P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York. Send Albie your autographed figurines of Bret the Hitman Hart.
Jesse the Body Ventura.
Jesse the Body Ventura.
I had that LJN, the rubber. You remember the rubber wrestling figures from the Kmart back in the early 80s?
No, were they like the stretch Armstrongs, where you stretch the arms?
No, they're just hard rubber.
I had a Hulk one like that too.
Yeah, a Stretch Armstrong. I broke a Stretch Armstrong. Red gel inside.
Ugh, poison, right? Poison gel.
That's what they said, but it was just food coloring and sugar.
All right.
You know, the corn syrup stuff.
I guess you knew because you ate it. And you're still here.
When you're a fat kid, you eat your Stretch Armstrong sometimes. You know.
I was a fat kid. I wasn't strong enough to rip it open, though. That was the problem.
You were never a fat kid.
Oh, you should see pictures, my friend.
Okay, we'll send pictures.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was a kid, I was svelte. I was a model.
I was going to say, I was a fatty fat until I hit puberty.
I was a kid in Sears catalogs and James Way ads and Kmart ads.
They had to keep a string on my ankle because I was going to fly away.
That's funny. So you know, we somewhere in the middle we passed. So we were both in a middle somewhere. So you got buff and I got.
I'm working on getting hefty again.
Fine.
I'm eating too much. I'm drinking too much. Life is too good. I need some adversity. I need to be on SETI Alpha 5.
This is SETI Alpha 5.
After the explosion.
What did we talk about in this episode yet?
Well, we were talking about so we have now Ivan murdering wantonly. Khan saying,
he's just an asshole, right?
Because he's exactly just this another thing that takes me out of it. It's like, again, Ivan has been a cartoon since the beginning of the thing. So any scene that has him in it is just annoying. Because there's just no nuance, there's no depth, there's no nothing but belligerence.
One-dimensional.
For belligerence sake, right? Exactly. And it just, that's tedious. And then you have, like, Khan still trying to defend his actions, saying, I'll judge him. And Zalmondo's like, no, we'll judge him, or there's no way forward for us because I can't let this stand. So at some point, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop with the aliens, like I was saying before. But I don't know that they have ulterior motives. If they do, I can't fathom them yet, because if they were going to attack, though, this was a perfect excuse to say, screw you. We're done with this charade, and bring Khan to his knees. Instead, he's saying, hey, here's a ship so that you can leave.
On a planet without refrigeration, you want to keep your Morlocks alive, or your Eloi alive.
Do you think that's what it is, huh?
Well, the thought that I had because of that is that they ate the fish, bones and all, because the calcium's good for you.
Alrighty. So
that gave me like a creepy vibe, you know. The seafood did originally, because I would have died on this planet. I just can't stomach seafood at all.
I mean, if you were starving, I think you'd find a way.
Maybe people say that, but I'd be eating like tree bark. I don't know.
You'd be eating the yellow berries.
A lot of yellow berries.
Right.
I'd be pounding them into a paste and making a pizza.
Right. Why don't they try to cook the eels? The eels are probably good protein. Smoked eel.
I don't know. my sniffer is very sensitive when it comes to
Wow, we.
that seafood taste smell.
Well, do you think the city eels taste like seafood or like what do you think? Chicken? I think
I would think
chicken.
like a crocodile, like alligator.
Crocodile's good. Crocodile tastes like
Again, the scent,
it tastes like chicken mixed with mozzarella sticks in my
but it's got that
experience.
smell to it.
Well, I'm sorry, Albie. I'm sorry that you would have retroactively starved yourself on SETI Alpha 5.
This is SETI Alpha 5? No, but if there was going to be another shoe to drop, I think that would be it. But it's possible that they're just like cool, kind aliens, you know? It's
Yeah,
possible.
you want to believe that
Yeah.
because of Star Trek,
Right.
Trek.
Because
But
Star Trek.
you also don't want that because you still want some kind of conflict and drama in an audio drama. And so I admit that I'm a bit conflicted when it comes to that because I do actually take them at their word. I don't think that they are anything more than what they're showing us. But at the same time, the writer in me, the storyteller in me says the shoe is going to drop somewhere somehow. So I don't know. I could be wrong. I hope in equal parts that I'm both wrong and right, which is weird.
It's possible.
I don't know what I want from that storyline because either way they go, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed. So that's a Chris problem, maybe? Finally, we found a problem that's
No.
not part of this show. It's a me thing.
The feeling of Star Trek Con for me right now is equal parts chore and fear of disappointment. And I think it's because the con stories that we connected the dots with in our heads all these years might just be better in our heads than actually having it out in the universe.
I think that that's a fair assessment. I think that you can say that about anything, though. I think it's just a matter of how well you write it. And I think that this is falling down because I mean, I guess this gets back to one of the other main points I have. They don't know what story they're telling half the time, it seems to me. It seems like there is just a lot of filler conversations here. Although they're using them to pin like the episode titles on the limits of imagination. When Marla is talking to Khan about you should trust the aliens, she gives this entire long speech about Zephyrin Cochrane and creating the warp thing and everything we saw in First Contact. Again, rehashing stuff that we already know from Star Trek and saying that the Vulcans came, they saw us, and it led to this and it led to that. And like, again, from maybe 2 or 3
Well,
lines
Khan
of
doesn't know this.
dialogue, I understand.
So,
But she's rehashing this like they were rehashing the eel facts that we saw in Star Trek 2. And I think it's meant to be an homage and meant to make you feel that Star Trek feel and like swell up with the pride of humanity's achievements and those first steps in trusting people to get out to the stars. I guess she didn't know that Archer wanted to knock the Vulcan science delegation on its ass. But
and Khan's probably not a fan of the Federation, you know, because the Earth kicked him out. They said, "You
he
guys
doesn't.
can't. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay at this planet."
But again, it's like so we have these conversations where what Marla is saying is a fait accompli. Like we all know we're going to agree with her, and it's just maybe to set up Khan as again a little bit of a straw. It's like a straw argument. It's just so that he has something to push against, so that you can see their diametrically opposed opinion on how to proceed on this. Yet somehow, they're still gaga in love with one another. I think it worked better when she was trying to get him to bring his people together and see how to bring like more cohesion to the group. Now they have this other, and he's just in warlord mode. Although he was never really a warlord, he wanted to make the world better, but there were people controlling him again, which doesn't make any freaking sense at all. So
We need more information.
right. Who was controlling? Who was behind all of this stuff? Project
Brent
Khan, Brent Spiner again. I guess Christina
Wouldn't that be
Chung
cool if they pulled him
went
out
and
at the
saw
last
it.
moment? That I'd pop for
At
that.
first, the funny thing is when they premiered the voice work for the character Zeldamo. I keep saying Zeldamo, but it's Del Mondo.
Tony Amidala.
For people,
Zaldama?
down in the chat, tell me where
Zaldama.
Zaldamo's from. If you tell me what Zaldamo's from, I'll send you something. I'll
There you
send,
go.
yeah.
Zoe.
So, but I think that I just distracted myself. I had a point. Oh,
Zoe Saldana.
I thought that Delmonda might have been Brent because he has sort of
Oh.
like a Brentish kind of timbre
Yes.
to his voice.
I could see that. I
thought it was like I thought it was processed Brent, but I think that they would have announced that Brent was part of the series.
Yeah, that would have got more eyes or ears on the program.
So I mean, did you find any of the dialogue outside of the action to be compelling in any way? Because you have Khan talking to Delmonte, you have Khan talking to Marla, you have Marla talking about Zephyr Cochrane, you have freaking Sulu talking to Lear about the nature of evil. It's all of this sort of broader philosophical debate.
To me, the contiguous thing in these 2 episodes is filler. I mean, you said it, but it's true. They're doing the 2 episodes before the final 3 episodes. That's what it felt like.
Because 7, 8,
Like
9.
we got this and we got this. Now we need a little bit of this to get from here to there.
You know, that sums it up so succinctly and so perfectly. I feel like no, I'm not joking. I'm not jokingly. I think
Jokingly.
I really think that I'm going on and on because I'm trying to figure out a way to generate more discussion out of this.
Yeah,
but there's just nothing there.
Parts that stuck out when MacGyver said, "I am Khan's woman. I am carrying Khan's child." You know, I was like, okay. That's something.
Did you think that anything was going to change Ivan's mind?
I don't know. Is she like a Yoko, maybe?
She's the Yoko, right? That's
She's
why they
the
hated
Yoko.
her to begin with.
Yeah.
So, and why didn't Khan like just murder Ursula where she stood for screaming at him about what a failure he is?
And taking the Little Mermaid's voice.
Right.
So the moral of the story is, get a survey done before you go breaking down cave walls.
That's true. Yep.
Or everybody leave and have some engineers look at it before they do it and maybe brace it. I don't know.
Yeah. And
but me, I don't know. And the ocean, the sea, the underground sea, how is that going to come into play? What is that? Well, they have water and it's fresh water. So that's something. You need water to live.
Yeah, they are still going to live for another 15 years. No matter what's going on, they're still going to live for another 15 years. Whether or not, maybe the Zaldamoans are going to exile them to the surface because they're just jerks.
I
don't know. Maybe because they refuse to prosecute Ivan. Let's speculate. Where's it going? Where's the story going?
They're having like a little trial amongst themselves, right?
They're going to have the bell and everything.
Ding, ding, Khan,
ding, 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 ding.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So it's like that whole thing again. So maybe, what's this guy's name? The big guy made out of metal?
Ivan.
Da. So maybe they sentence Ivan to go to SETI Alpha 7 and start his own civilization.
I think it would be better for him if he went to SETI Alpha 4.
4?
It's
okay.
Probably more in the habitable zone.
Yeah, wouldn't need as many jackets.
Right? They don't have many snow shovels to go around, so they can't send them all with Ivan.
I don't shovel snow. Sorry, I don't do that. So
I finally got my driveway redone for the first time ever since we moved in 20 years ago, and it's a pleasure shoveling snow now. I don't hit dips and cracks, and I used to shovel snow and it like hit me in the stomach
you would have got the heated ethylene glycol or something.
Is that a thing?
The driveway.
That's it. I'm gonna have to call the guys and have them do it again.
They do that.
The heated ethylene glycol, you called it?
Yeah, like they have underground tube heating in houses sometimes. You saw it on this old house. They do that for sidewalks and driveways now. So you just, an hour before you're going to go out, you just turn on or you have it timed.
I didn't know this.
It just melts all your snow off your driveway and sidewalk.
But it probably melts your tires too.
No, it's not that hot.
I don't know.
It just has to be above melting point of water.
I think that this is technology indistinguishable from magic.
Magic.
I think you're pulling my leg, sir.
No, something to look into though. You just run hot tubing underneath.
See, this is what Khan wanted for the people of Earth. There would have
Yeah.
been ethyl glycine tubing under
Yeah.
everybody's driveway and a chicken in every pot.
There would have been one leader eventually at first telling people not to shovel their driveways.
What else do people want? They just want to
Yeah.
relax and have a snow day
Yeah,
and not have to
I don't
shovel.
have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It's the only exercise I get. The only thing
You
is
do
when
get
you
exercise.
get
You
when
are
you get
ripped.
when you get the plow leavings at the end of the driveway, it's all like ice and it's 4 feet high and it weighs 75 pounds per shovelful, and that's when
ripped.
that's when you call Laura and you say, can you bring out a glass of water, hun?
See, I work at home, so I'd think I'd just be snowed in for the winter.
No, unfortunately, we do have to get out of the driveway even when it snows. It's funny. I have employees now that tell me, it's snowing out. Is the office closed? I'm like, it's New York in winter. We get weather. Wake up a half hour early, shovel yourself out, and go to work. That's how we do it here. Anyway.
Orders, just get a subscription service to Salt.
You know?
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah, there's not a lot more left about these episodes. Is there anything we're forgetting? I didn't take
No
notes
salt.
because I was dreading the whole thing.
No salt for Penny's
salt?
pads. No salt for Penny's pads.
Oh, yeah. That would burn her little tiny skin. You got to get her boots.
Yep,
Little
I
snow
did.
boots.
I did. She hates him.
Okay.
She hates him, but we put him on. We put him on, especially when we go to
cold
Vermont.
Sometimes.
They got a lot of marble sidewalks in the place that we go into in Vermont, because it's the marble state. So they would quarry and just make the sidewalks out of it.
Yeah,
but they throw this salt down on the sidewalks in the winter and it burns your feet. So we got her these little booties there. I sent you the picture of her on the ice with her little booties.
I think so. Yeah,
yes.
I think so.
So anyway.
Yes.
So you have that to look forward to. We'll do that on an extra show. Maybe Listen Linda will do a picture of Penelope with booties on.
The winter booties on.
Winter booties, yeah.
We might have to start making trading cards. Just saying. Send more art to be on the trading cards, everybody.
We have to do our own expansion of like a Magic the Gathering kind of thing, right?
Yes. The coins are coming too. I think there might be 3D printed.
Challenge coins with our cartoon likenesses on them.
Exactly.
Oh, I love it. We put on Scott's artwork, planetricecreative.com, on one side and Linda's portrait on the other side. That would be perfect.
Yes.
So
the coin is not with me. The prototype. Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm done talking about this. Unless do you want to do?
Is there anybody left in the chat? I had an idea.
I don't know.
Left in the chat,
I think everybody left us because of that 10-minute break.
If we have more
when
than
I was
one person
reading my fiction. I don't know if anybody's in the chat. Susie Q didn't make it this night. This night of all nights.
I think it was her birthday week, so she's having fun. Oh, they just recorded. I really recommend Totally Killer. Dave and Stacy just did Totally Killer on the TV Deep Dive Corman Productions podcast DVD, Al's Place. So go there. Yeah, and they talk Table Talk. And they talk about Totally Killer. I think they just recorded their next film, which I'm going to watch tonight. So I'm excited about that. The Totally Killer review is good. Have you seen Totally Killer?
I don't know what Totally Killer is.
Back to the Future, but a chick, and they go back to 1987, but it's also a slasher murder mystery.
Okay, I got to give it a shot.
So it's like Back to the Future mixed with It's a Wonderful Knife, kind of. But it's a really good thing.
I hear you.
So I got a Trek and Tell.
Oh, let me see.
One of many laser discs
of Space Seed.
Are you guys interested in us doing Space Seed eventually? Sooner rather than later.
We got to do
Space
Seed
stuff.
100% Space Seed, yeah. Tell us below. But I think that it would be good maybe to wrap up this chat when this finally is over.
What are the thoughts? What are the thoughts on moving forward with Con? I think we should just do it. It's only 3.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, we could maybe do them live like this. It makes it easier. Like maybe Monday Night Live, we can do them if we're both available.
Yeah, figure it out.
But we'll figure it out. You know what? Yeah,
turn on those notifications so you get notified when we go live.
100%. And we're happy that some people were able to join us tonight to talk about this. It's nice to get a differing point of view from somebody who thinks that Rosalind Lear is the interesting part of this. Which is just, it blows my mind, but as you know, it takes all kinds, right? That's why.
Well, we're a crew, and if we all had the same opinion, that'd be boring.
Right? We'd all be like Khan. We'd all be like Ivan.
Yeah.
So,
Ivan, I must break you.
Who was your episode crush?
Still McGivers. I mean, who else is there really? Tuvok, maybe a little bit.
All right.
What about you?
Episode crush would be the Zeldamian that got crushed under Ivan's boot. And my favorite part of the episode was probably either the explosion of SETI Alpha 6 finally.
Okay.
Or maybe the fact that they're building Superman's pod to get off the planet. How about you?
That was interesting. How did McGivers describe it? It looked like a forensic investigation of a plane crash.
Yes.
That was good descriptive use of description, because I instantly pictured what was going on with her.
Yep. You saw the hangar with everything laid out. Yeah.
So I appreciated that from the writers.
Okay.
My favorite part was probably the scariest part, which is the underground sea.
Mm-hmm.
I went for me listening to an audio drama to kind of place myself there.
Underground sea. Underground
and
sea.
it evoked the memories of the original Journey to the Center of the Earth film. I think it's the original. 1951,
with Rod Steiger. With Rod Steiger.
Oh, I should have looked it up. No, Pat Boone. It was Pat Boone.
With Pat Boone and Debbie Reynolds and special guest star F. Murray Abraham.
Exactly. Debbie Reynolds. She did a great song and dance number with those large mushrooms underground.
With something else.
But it's one of those things that one of my favorite subgenres of movies is classic sci-fi that got everything totally wrong. And I just enjoy it. The whole space air thing. Space air! It just, I love those things. And Journey to the Center of Earth is probably one of my favorites when it comes to those.
I'm trying to, yeah. I don't think I've seen that for years. I read it.
Oh yeah, it's a great book. All of his books.
I love Jules Verne. For Jules Verne, it's always about the journey, not the destination.
Yeah, Jules and Verne.
Jules and Verne.
What was your favorite part? Did you say your favorite part?
I said my favorite part. It's one of two. It's Superman's pod or the explosion. So
do we go to just final thoughts and ratings, or
do you want me to give you any trivia? Questions? Do we get any trivia?
Yeah. Whose turn is it to who?
I'll give it to you. I don't know if you have your glasses. I don't know if you have your cards ready.
Yeah, it might be a struggle.
Mine are right here. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's see if you know this one. Again, the cards know all, man. In the movie, The Wrath of Khan, where do the Enterprise and the Reliant engage in their final battle?
Some kind of nebula?
You know what it's
called.
The
Mutara Nebula?
Yes, the Mutara Nebula. Ding, ding, ding. I have you put 3 questions. That's one.
3 questions.
All right.
I got 1 out of 3 so far. Write your answers down below. Let us know.
In what is maybe one of my favorite scenes in all of Star Trek, bar none, what does Captain Edward Jellicoe order Counselor Troy to do after he assumes command of the USS Enterprise D in the Next Generation episode Chain of Command Part 1?
Put on a damn uniform.
Thank you. God damn it. Get out of those pajamas that you wear on the bridge.
Were you angry at that cleavage?
You touchy-feely. I just love Jellicoe. I think Jellicoe is like one of the best characters ever introduced in Star Trek. I love him.
Growing up means understanding Jellicoe was right.
Yes. He was right about everything.
I will never grow up.
Ronnie Cox.
He wants to give us shorter shifts?
We barely knew you. The original series episode assignment, Earth, was originally intended by Gene Roddenberry as an opportunity for what?
A backdoor pilot to a new series.
Yes, all right. You got
American version of Doctor Who.
You got
with Terry Garr. I would have watched that.
Roberta Lincoln herself.
I didn't like the Doctor Who guy, but I like Terry Garr. Man,
you know what? When I was watching Discovery season 2 with the Red Angel, I thought that Roberta Lincoln might be the Red Angel.
Oh, maybe.
No, it turned out to be. Oh, it was Burnham. Oh, there's a shock. There's a surprise. All
Terry
right.
Garr makes me want to go back and watch Tootsie. Is it? Was that Terry Garr or was that somebody else?
Mr. Mom.
Mr. Mom. Remember when it was silly if dads were parents?
Yeah, right. They had a whole.
I'm proud to be a parent.
That whole movie based on the fact
Yeah.
that a dad could be a dad.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
crazy.
it's funny as hell.
Times are different.
Mm.
So I guess we'll go to final thoughts and
Yeah,
ratings
let's do
on
some final thoughts
Con
and
5
ratings
and
on
6.
Con 5 and 6. Sorry we didn't go in 2 hours, but it's always fun doing live stuff. Do you want to go first?
Yes, I enjoy going first because I like to end on a good note, and you're very eloquent. Um, very much disappointed at this point in the audio drama. I'm wishing I had binged the whole thing, so the down points in the middle wouldn't have been this long. Because at this point, it's like 2 weeks of dread ish, maybe 3. Whereas if I listened to a whole book, I wouldn't have really noticed if I got bored because I'm just listening for more information, trying to figure out the mystery or something. So maybe on a re-listen eventually, you know, uh, I'll enjoy it more. But right now, it's dread mixed with disappointment.
Wow.
But the completist in me wants to finish it. I do like McGiver's. What's her name? Ren Schmidt,
Mm-hmm.
right? She's the high point of this, and of course, Khan, Naveen Andrews. They're great at what they do, and of course, I'm a Voyager mark, so Tuvok. Uh, Sulu is a little. Maybe I've had too much Sulu in my life right now, but I'm hoping that some of the silly things we made up that might happen, or something that totally surprises us and changes everything we know. But as for right now, I'm gonna give these episodes. I'm not gonna judge them separately because, well, if I did, they'd have the same number. I'm gonna give them both a 2.
Mm.
I'm gonna give 2 rainbow tail fish out of 5.
Bones and all. Bones and
Yeah,
all.
bones and all. It's a good source of calcium. What about you, my friend?
Well, I still hold out hope that they're going to pull it out for the end, mainly because I just love the idea of the audio drama, and I love the idea that Nick Meyer is behind this, and I, I still think that they could turn it around, but as of right now, it just seems to be an exercise in futility, and you're going to stick to the end because it's Khan and it's Star Trek and we're completists.
Yes.
So if this were any other show, it's funny because when I stopped watching like superhero shows on the CW, the WB, I said, if this was anything besides like The Flash, would you be watching it? And the answer was a resounding no. And I feel like if this was just somebody's audiobook of people stranded on a planet, would I still be listening to it? Probably not. But am I going to finish it? Of course, it's Star Trek. I want to finish it. I want to
Star
know.
Trek.
So I want to hold out hope that it'll turn around. I'm not.
And it might be great.
Yeah, and yeah, like you said, Ren Schmidt's really good. Naveen Andrews is really
Really good.
good. So I think the guy that plays Eldamo is pretty good. Um, there is equal amounts of great voice acting to counterbalance the terrible voice acting. But is that enough? I don't know. And it remains to be seen. If the story turns around, now that we have these new complications, these new aliens, and it kind of changes the landscape, I'll at least want to see how they dovetail that into what we've seen in Wrath of Khan. So that being said, I still, like you, can't give this this duo of episodes very. I'm also going to give it 2 entirely preventable cave-ins out of 5.
I
So
like it.
we want to know out there what you think of Cons Part 5 and 6. You can do so right here on the YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Treksploration. You can make comments below. LaForge stayed below. You can also like, subscribe, and share.
Matt Frewer. I get that
Please.
reference.
There we go. New Jersey.
Yep.
Also follow us and support us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Treksploration. There you'll find all the levels of membership. Please consider supporting the show financially. You can also do it through PayPal, Zelle, Venmo, and Cash App. We'll have QR
And shoebox full
codes
of money.
and shoebox full of money. Please tell us what you think through our Treksploration.bluesky.social account. You can follow us there. You can also send us emails. It's treksplorationpod@gmail.com. You can send us anything you'd like to the P.O. Box. That's P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York, 11705. And as always, we want to thank all of you who support the show, all of you for subscribing, liking, sharing. We do it because we love you, and we couldn't do it without you. And just remember, anything that you send us, any comments might be used on
Against you in a court of law.
future episode of Treksploration. And speaking of future episodes, Albie, tell us what's coming next.
What is the next episode? The next episode of Con is Con 7. I am Maria!
It's Marla.
Marla. I'm going to do that again. I am Marla!
Marla!
Is this when she takes over for Khan?
I guess so. I don't know. I guess she puts her foot down. She draws a line in the sand. She draws a line in the rubble.
Maybe she becomes a leader.
Maybe.
That'd be cool.
So, yeah, it seems to me that this is going to be Marla's time to shine. She's going to give her mighty yawp. Her mighty yawp.
Before we go, do you have any crazy tinfoil hat theories about what might happen in these final 3 episodes?
I think that first, Marla is going to divorce Khan and marry Zaldamo. Okay. And then he's going to make her baby into like a star baby. And it's either going to be like Ziggy Stardust or the star baby at the end of 2001.
Okay.
So, and then he's just going to, the star child is going to float off the planet through the power of rock and roll. Mm-hmm. Into a monolith, into the future. What do you think?
Into the future. My earlier thing about it's a cookbook. I think we're gonna get there's another shoe. I don't know if these lavender pearlescent beings have shoes. I would assume.
Okay.
But I think the other shoe is going to be they need them for some purpose.
All right. So maybe they'll be batteries like the Matrix.
Yes, exactly. And we've already established that we both think that the Lear is Khan and McGiver's child, right?
I think it's becoming more and more likely, but the fact that she wouldn't have revealed that she's revealing that Zaldamo's giving her the information, is that another red herring? I don't know. We've talked about this too much, but I think maybe
I'm interested.
If they don't reveal it in the next episode, I don't care. I officially don't care anymore.
That'll be a great episode podcast. I don't care. We'll see you next time. I'm going to listen. I'm going to go in there tonight and listen to the next episode. Probably after the movie. Probably.
I will be listening tomorrow, and we'll talk about it Monday night.
Monday night. Yeah. As if everything goes right, we'll see you Monday night. We'll see.
You rhymed.
So for Treksploration, I'm Albie.
And I'm Chris.
And we'll see you next time.
And keep on conning on.